And next, for your amusement, ladies and gentlemen, is Jason Boorman from Blue Barraccuda.
Thank you. Right, anybody need a refill drink-wise before I do the questions or anything?
Have drinks?
Feel free, might make the speech go down a bit better. No? Last chance? Robin's asked me today to talk about working with Estonians. Let me tell you a bit about Blue Barraccuda. It's a full-service digital agency, and it's 6 years old, and it started 6 years ago, and there were two of us in a very small alcove under my stairs at home. I'm pleased to say that today there's 40 of us here, and there are 7 of us in a branch, in an office that we have invested in Tallinn, in Estonia. How did we get there? It's a good question. I often wonder myself. I think when we started up, the agency was looking for really good, bright people to help the principals who weren't really good and bright to deliver creative marketing solutions to major companies. And one of those people that came along was a young student, a young man who was studying in London, and part-time he wanted to do web development, which was his skill. And he was a young Estonian, and he came along, and we all thought, okay, he looks pretty good, doesn't speak much English, but he looks like a nice chap and he works hard. 6 years later, Norris is the director of our Estonian branch, and he is with me today, and I brought him along, and by all means, have a chat with him about his last 6 years and what it's meant to be with us here in the UK. I think we started off, as the ambassador said, not even knowing what Estonia was. Certainly I did. You were somewhere in the Baltic states and not the Balkans, so I had an advantage there. We, like many companies, have tried outsourcing all over the world. We have tried India, we have tried the Philippines, we have tried Australia, we have tried the Czech Republic. Now, there's lots of advantages and disadvantages with all of those countries. Some, yes, cost was a big issue for us as we were starting off. Others, just the speed, the quantity, the language, but there was also lots of problems with them. There were problems with Australia being the other side of the world, meant that they were working while we were sleeping and vice versa, so there were quality control issues. India, there was just basic communication problems between us and them, in terms of our understanding and their understanding, and the amount of times that we had to redo stuff just made the cost equation go away. So Norris, bless him, was sitting there watching us floundering around the world with all our development work, and actually one day he said to me, do you know what, in Estonia there are lots of people like me who are young, who are embracing new media, who want to be a part of the next revolution that's coming along. Why don't we use more people like me? So I said, okay, fine. What is this Estonian thing? Can you find me a few people? Let's see what they're like. We tried and tested them, and everybody that we saw and that we've used as we've grown, we've kept. It came to the stage that actually, you know what, we better get over to Tallinn and see what's going on over there. Why are these people really good? Not only were they really good, they love doing what they're doing, and they work really, really hard. So, I had the great fortune to go over to Tallinn a couple of years ago and see for myself firsthand this black swan. This black swan that is rapidly turning into a very beautiful white swan. I did have a look at all the bad parts of Tallinn. I went to the prison, which was an amazing tour. It was a Russian prison where they used to shoot people in the basement that they didn't like. And indeed, as not long ago, as far as the Olympics that the Russians held, they boarded up the prisoners' cell windows so that TV camera crews of the world couldn't see the prisoners hanging slogans out of the window. And you think that that's not a million years away in our past. You get a real sense when you're in Tallinn that since '91 that they have really decided to become the white swans that they really are. And the sense of history throughout the whole of Tallinn is absolutely amazing. The first time I went there, I was able to take the whole agency with us. I say the whole agency, it was 15 at that time, but that was a big step. And if I tell you that we arrived and the temperature was minus 34, and yet there were still 15 English and Brits and Australians and New Zealanders walking around Tallinn Old Town at minus 34, the only people in the street doing a walking on foot tour, you know that we must have been pretty impressed by what we saw. We've since been back a few times since then. Norris himself spends a month with me in the UK and then a month back in Thailand and is back and forth throughout the year. It's now a full branch status, and it's very much part of my development plans going forward over the next 3 to 5 years. We're at 7 currently. We plan to be 15 by the end of this year. The year after we'll be to 25, and after that to 40. Now you might think that I've got a great, huge development business, but it's just not just about web development. We are putting more and more of what I call the heavy lifting work in our digital agency. That is the reporting to our clients, the analysis of media that we do, both search, display, advertising. All that is starting to be undertaken by people in time rather than having the resource here, because there is no resource here. We've heard about the skills shortage, and that is a major problem here in the UK. It is driving the price of the people who are here way up, far too high for an independent agency like me who has to watch the costs, and it's also giving people here in the UK a sense that they are many times more capable than they actually are in our sector, which is a major problem in the UK. In Thailand, I don't know whether it's the cold weather ambassador, but we seem to have lots of people who are interested in new media and online all the time, maybe from the warmth of their houses rather than being out and about. But whatever it is, every single employee that I have got and everyone that I've interviewed, I've never been disappointed with the people that I've seen. Every single one of them has been really keen, really excited, and really wanting to do something and work with us, which has been great. More by luck than by design, although maybe there is design now, but certainly at the beginning I've been very fortunate to have Norris with me, and he is really the reason that makes it work. He's the one that controls that, and I let him run time as if it's his company. So really, in summary, working with Estonians is fantastic, and I thoroughly recommend it to anybody. If anybody wants to chat to me afterwards, please do so. I'll take questions then.
Thank you very much. Okay, we'll just have just like a 1 minute break so people can grab some food and beer, and then we will have this beauty parade of 2 minutes per Estonian company. There are 8 companies to speak to today. They get 2 minutes each to make their pitch. After that, we have 45 minutes of blah blah.